Hello everybody, welcome to FSX Steam Edition. That's Flight Simulator 10, the Steam Edition. I have just gotten it loaded back on my machine after actually I've just got it loaded on this machine for the very first time. This is the my upgraded machine here running at, it's currently got it overclocked at 4.6 gigahertz. First time I've had it on there. I have just loaded it in. We're going to take off here. Get our speed on up. We are here at Atlanta Hartsfield Airport, KATL. My favorite airport to fly in and out of. Very close to where I live. And the world's busiest airport. Now we're running just plain old stock terrain. I haven't gotten any of my scenery add-ons added in. I don't have. This is stock Hartsfield from the Steam installation. From when was it? 2007, 2008. Whenever this was released. So. This is very different than what Hartsfield looks like now. It doesn't have the international terminal. I think it's even missing a runway out here in the stock one. But I do have my downloaded purchased Hartsfield that I will be putting in. Oh, I like this turn here. Look down there. As you see, I will put a link to how the last time I was out. In fact, the last time I made a recording here was back in August of 2014. So it was actually a little over a year ago that I made a flight sim recording. And when we turned like this in the flight sim, we were getting down into like 5 or 6 frames a second. We were in slideshow mode while we were doing this. And as you see here, we are maintaining a nice steady 29, 30 frames a second. That's what I've currently got Fraps locked at. That's what we're running whenever Fraps is not recording, and we are just running in, just keeping track of frames per second. I'm getting a nice smooth 50 frames a second flying over Hartsfield and Atlanta here. It is amazing what having a nicer machine can do. Because you'll notice on that video, if you go watch it, you'll notice on that video when we were flying over Atlanta, there's the Renaissance Hotel. When we were flying over Atlanta, we were getting frame rates of like in the single digits, 7 or 8 or 9 frames a second as well. And this right here, the airplane now, I've got all the sliders on the airplane turned all the way to the left. So we are currently in arcade mode. But currently running in arcade mode, so I could dive this straight into the ground or fly through one of these buildings and nothing would hurt. This is what I like to do when I'm just flying around looking at stuff. But the actual detail, I've got everything on detail slid all the way to the right. All the detail sliders, the terrain sliders, the auto gen that you see down below, the buildings, the trees, everything is maxed out entirely. So it is giving it all that it's got, and we are doing really good here. Like I was saying, we are staying in the high 20s. Now that we've entered an area of more buildings, we've dropped down to like 27 or 28 frames a second. But that is simply amazing for me for how much is going on. On my old machine, whenever I'd be flying over the town like this, I would be getting like 14 or 15 frames a second. So the fact that we are getting nearly double the frames a second is just awesome. I said you can see Stone Mountain right off there in the distance. And off to the left, you can just barely start seeing the foothills of the Appalachians over there on the left horizon. Okay, we're going to fly a little closer to downtown. and fly over it and see if it stays nice and smooth, and I will see you when we get there. Hey, things are still looking very, very sweet. Our numbers have not dropped at all. You can see right down there, just above my bar, there is the Turner Field where the Braves play. It has changed a bit since those days as well. That right there is more of what it looked like during the Olympics when they were here in town. But you see, we're flying over. We got the full downtown ahead of us. There's the Georgia Dome off to the left, and our frame rate is staying nice and steady. This is very, very nice. I can get used to this. All right, overclocking for the win, babies. I would really, this is one town, I love Atlanta. I would really like to see them. There's all the jumble of the downtown connector and all down there. I would really like to see them, see, I think that's where 85 and I-20 cross, I believe is what we're looking at. Said I would really, let's get that nose up. Come on. Let's not dive it into the highway and prove that we can't be hurt. I would really like to see some company come along and do a really nice job on this city. I don't know why no one has. I mean, they've done New York. I saw Boston just came out. I mean, Atlanta is a beautiful city, and I would love to see somebody give it the love and attention it deserves. You know, Fly Tampa or Orbix or somebody. You know, when you've got a city which is pretty much the capital of the South and the hub of the South, and you've got the world's most busiest airport with almost 1 million flights a year and about 94 million people going through the airport every year, you think it would demand a little respect from folks. It'd be nice to see someone show it a little love and get some updated graphics here for the town, and because the skyline has changed so much in the last 8 years. You know, it really, especially once you get down over yonder, once you get down there toward Buckhead, it is just incredible how many buildings have been built in that stretch right there over the last 10 years. All right, I'm going to fly out toward Stone Mountain there, and we will see you very shortly. All right, folks, we are flying up on Stone Mountain here. And I've got to say, Stone Mountain looks really good when you're a couple of miles away from it. Everything is looking really nice until you get up about a mile or so away, and then it just starts looking hilarious over here. Stone Mountain, I'll throw a picture over there on the left. Stone Mountain is a big granite outcropping. It's a big granite dome sticking up out of the plain here. And I mean, you see what it should look like. It's a big, barren granite dome. It's got some trees, a few trees around the back and on the back side, but for the most part, it's just bare rock. And as you see here, the Autogen has continued the suburbs all the way up the side of the hill, and in fact, up all the way up onto the top of the mountain. I mean, it looks like it's just a continuation of the suburbs here. The town of Stone Mountain that we're flying over. And this area out in front between the mountain and those lakes and all is a park. All that should be green grass and parkland. So this is just absolutely silly. It is so funny to see this. Now the building on top, there is a building on the top of the mountain, that much is true. I can see the visitor center and that tall antenna, the tall TV antenna there, are both correct, but all these other buildings should not be here. This is just so funny. The mountain should actually look like what you see right here on the front of the mountain, on the left side of the mountain, that bare granite slope is what the mountain should look like here. So that is very funny. I'm gonna like seeing, once I get the custom textures, once I get the Orbix installed, we will see if it restores the mountain back to the way it should look. I mean, look, they got a parking lot up here. Oh, that is so funny. Looks like there's some kind of a park there. That is hilarious. So yeah, right now you should just be seeing nothing but bare rock, that white visitor center, and the TV tower there should be the only thing that you see up here. You shouldn't see any road signs. You shouldn't see any trees. That is pretty awesome. All right. So there you go. And that park right there, it looks like maybe a golf course. That is probably correct, but you should see a lot more of what you see there over here. All that part right down here where you see houses should all be parkland. Trees and open fields. Oh, very funny. That was good to see. After we get the textures put back in, the land class and the vector and all, we'll revisit this. But like I said, I was mostly just wanting to see how things worked, how well, what kind of performance I was going to get, and I am very, very happy. This was no tweaking whatsoever. This is just right out of the download, right out of the box, as it were. This is downloaded straight from Steam. No tweaking at all, no configuration settings. Just what you see is what you get, and with all the auto gen and all the detail turned to full. And we're getting a solid 30 a second now once we've gotten away from town a little ways. So I'm very happy. We will see you next time. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to do some flight sim stuff. I can't wait to get my Piper Cub back on here. That'll be fun. And I'm also looking forward to, I'm thinking of downloading another plane. Thinking of making another purchase from A2A Simulations. My absolute favorite airliner. So I'm going to be picking that up, and we will be showing that to you soon as well. Hopefully by the end of the week, once I get a chance to play around with it a little ways and familiarize myself with it. So we will see you. Hope you've enjoyed our little Steam Edition test here, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.